Hi everyone, welcome to Live Healthy with Bev. I'm Bev Haynes, and today I'm in the kitchen whipping up a totally delicious, totally nutritious, easy peasy recipe. Do you love potatoes? The recipe isn't for potatoes today, but a lot of people say, you know, I love potatoes, but I have to back off of them because I'm trying to lose weight. Well, do you know that this poor potato here is a nice little potato. Do you know that potatoes don't have a lot of calories? This one here probably has maybe 175 calories in it. But do you know what really adds the calories to the potatoes? When we have those baked potatoes and we smother on the butter and then we smother on the sour cream and some cheese, those are the things that are making you gain weight, not the potato itself. The poor potato. So today I want to show you how to whip up a really fantastic sour cream. It's plant-based, doesn't have all the fats and all the yucky stuff that the regular sour cream has. That's dairy-based. This one has a little bit of calories to it because it's based with cashews, but I'm slapping those calories in half by also using some sunflower seeds. Now, a lot of people will say, you know what, I can't eat the nuts. Well, you can probably eat the seeds. Sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds. So if you're finding that nuts give you difficulty, try the seeds. Also, if you're finding that nuts give you difficulty, a good idea is to soak the nuts before you use them. And when it comes to the cashews, well, some cashews right here, you want to soak them for about 2 hours, maybe 2 to 4 hours maximum. And that's going to soften them up. That's going to take away any enzyme inhibitors that are going to make them hard to digest. And so in soaking them now, you're making it easier for your body to digest them and to utilize all the great nutrition that's packed inside of those cashews. The same thing with the sunflower seeds. Here we've got some sunflower seeds, and these are packed with good nutrition. The cashews, for example, iron for your immune system, vitamin K2, for blood clotting, for helping your body to do that. All kinds of good things, fiber, protein, magnesium, so many good things that we're going to get from our nuts. So we want to make sure to include them in our everyday eating. And this sour cream is a really good way to do that. So the recipe does call for cashews, but as I said, I'm going to cut the calories by using cashews and by using the sunflower seeds. Not only cutting the calories, I'm also cutting the cost. Because if you've gone to the store to buy these in the last little while, you've noticed that the cost, the price of these things have really shot up. So, buying a 5-pound bag of cashews, for example, is about $20. Buying a 5-pound bag of sunflower seeds is maybe $5. So you see the price differential right there, but both are really fantastic for your good health. So the recipe that I'm going to be using, I found this on the OshiGlows website. I love those recipes, but I've tweaked it a bit. I'm making mine lighter. I don't like the cashew sour cream is wonderful, but I like it a little bit lighter, and cashews make it really heavy. So that's another reason why I'm using sunflower seeds for half of the recipe. And as well, I'm adding in onion, fresh onion, to kick it up a little bit. It's not going to taste oniony. It's going to just round out the flavor really brilliantly. So that's what I'm going to use, plus some garlic powder and some onion powder just to deepen the flavor, and some lemon juice, of course, a little bit of salt, and some water. So here we go with this recipe. Now you'll notice this fantastic piece of equipment here. This is a Vitamix. It's my favorite blender ever. Gotta tell you a true funny story. When my husband and I were dating, he had a Blendtec blender, and I had the Vitamix, and so we'd always kid each other about, which one was best. Well, of course, the Blendtec is a fantastic machine, but I think my Vitamix won out when his Blendtec started to go on the fritz a little bit. So I love my Vitamix. I'm not getting paid to say this. They really should pay me to say this. But if you're looking for a really top-notch blender, you really should consider some of these high-speed ones. There is the Blendtec, there's Vitamix, but these, they're a little bit on the pricey side, but they are an investment for life. Let me tell you, and you'll get the smoothest, creamy texture when you use these types of high-speed blenders. That's what you're looking for, high speed. It doesn't have to be a Vitamix, but look for high-speed blenders. All right, so what we're gonna do is first we're gonna add our liquid into the vessel here. You want to add the liquid first because if you add all the other things, the liquid might not travel all the way down, and when you start the machine, it's going to be working really hard to try and manage all these things. When you've got the liquid there already, it makes it so much easier for your blender to operate properly. So this recipe calls for 3/4 cup of water, and I'm going to be using about 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm going to tweak that later probably, because I like to have mine just really tasting a little bit tartish. But here we go. I'm going to add in 1, 2, 3, 4 tablespoons of the lemon juice. First thing in the morning when you wake up, what should you drink? Water with some lemon juice in it. And if you want to kick it up a little bit for your immune system, put a pinch of cayenne pepper as well. Lemon is going to clear out mucus from your body, aids with digestion. It is a fantastic antioxidant, lots of vitamin C, there's some fiber in there, potassium, all kinds of good things happening with your lemon juice. And let me tell you, you want to buy those lemons fresh. You don't want to be buying the bottled lemon juice. Not so good. Don't make me find that in your fridge. Buy those lemons and use it fresh whenever you need it. All right, so I've got my liquid in there. Now I'm going to put in my 1 cup of seeds. Sunflower seeds, okay. And then this is about 1 cup of cashews. I'm not going to use all of it, maybe 3/4 of it. Okay, let's get that out there. Okay, yeah, I think that'll do it nicely. Okay, I can add more if I need more. Just gonna juggle that so it's all in there nicely. Okay, and now I'm going to add a nice chunk. This is half of a medium-sized onion, so I'm putting 1/4 of that in. You know what? I'm going to put 1/2 of that half in there, and I'm going to put my seasonings. I'm going to, how much? Let's see. I'm going to put 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder and 1/4 teaspoon of the garlic powder. Just a little bit, just to deepen the flavor. Here we go. And here we go. And I'm going to put about 1/2 teaspoon of my Himalayan salt. Okay, that's that nice pink stuff. I like to use the Himalayan because it's got the trace minerals. I love the pink color, so much better than just the regular table salt. You don't want to be buying that stuff. Get the good stuff if you're going to be using salt. And try not to use too much salt in your cooking. That'll be much better for your good health. Okay, now let me talk about the Vitamix. It's going to make a lot of noise. I don't have one of the nice covers that you can get. Really should invest in that. But you can get the cover that will block out much of the noise. This is going to make a lot of noise. And why? Because it's got real live horses inside. tons of real life horses inside. This has horsepower, let me tell you. And so it's going to get these seeds, this onion, creamy, creamy soft. Nice, nice consistency. Okay, now what else I need to tell you? It comes with this, a tamper. And what's going to be happening is, once I put the power on, it's going to start to pull everything into the center of the vessel. This is called the vessel. It's going to create a vortex. And so over time, as this starts to thicken up, it's going to take a lot more effort to get everything swirling around. So that's when the tamper comes into play. I'm going to go in, if need be, and I'm going to start just tamping at the sides of the vessel to help keep that vortex action happening. Okay, so just to let you know what's going on with the Vitamix. And some people will say, well, that's a whole lot of work, but you know what? When you taste the creaminess, the softness, the silkiness of the final product, a little bit of tampering is not a lot of work after all. Okay, so let's start off. I'll put this cover back on just lightly. Let's get this guy going. I'm going to put it. Okay, what you want to do with your Vitamixers, with your high-speed blenders, if you want to start them off slowly. So the lower speeds, and then increase it to the higher speeds. You don't want to shock the system and just turn it on and then turn it off at high speed. You want to work your way up, and when you're ready to take it off, work your way back down. That's going to lengthen the life of your machine. Okay, so here we go. There, again, you don't want to shock your system by turning it off when it's at high speed. Some people do, but it's nicer not to do that. Okay, so tasting time. And oh, if you could see it, I'll put it to the camera there. It is creamy, creamy. And I had enough liquid in it so that I didn't have to use the tamper. So let's see what it tastes like. Oh, that's yummy. That's really nice. Let's see. You know, usually you have to adjust it a few times and such, but I might have scored first time around. Let me just try a little bit more to make sure. Okay. Yeah, it's got really great flavor. You can taste you can taste the onion, you can taste the garlic, and it's really quite light. I could add a little bit more of the cashews because this is a fluffy light. I want it to have a little bit more richness to it. So I'm going to add some more cashew. Hold on here. Just to thicken it up a little bit. Actually, I think I probably could add the rest of it without difficulty. So, all right. And we'll put this back on. Prepare for the noise. Here we go. Start off slow. Actually, as that aftertaste kind of thing, I'm thinking it might need a little bit more salt. And I use less salt, but now that I've added these cashews, I think I should add a little bit more salt just to make sure that it's still going to be tasting good. So just adding a little bit more. And we'll see if we need to add any more of the garlic or the onion powder. I don't think we need to, but let's see. And one other thing, with your Vitamix, with any high-speed blender, over time, it's going to start to heat your food. So right now, this is pretty warm. So you see me keep touching it. I'm touching it to make sure that it's not going to turn this into soup. You can actually make soup in these high-speed blenders, and it only takes 5 minutes for it to totally heat it up to boiling. So you put some raw veggies in there and some liquid, and the next thing you know, 5 minutes later, you got soup. So we don't want soup. Okay. All right, let's see what this guy tastes like. And it's starting to get pretty warm, so then you'll want to, maybe put it in the fridge if you want it cooler. Oh yeah. absolutely perfect. And what makes it so fantastic is the creaminess of the consistency of it is just creamy. Okay, so let me just put some out in a bowl. I shall put it this way so the camera can pick it up. Look at that, look at that. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Oh, and it is so good. Okay, put the rest back up here. And so what you're going to do now is you're going to take some of that. Here is our potato just waiting to be crowned, just waiting to be crowned with all this goodness. And let's put, instead of putting the dairy products that aren't so good for our health, we're going to put this on our potato. There we go. Brilliant. Perfect. Good for you. That's the bottom line here. We want to make food, we want to eat food that is actually good for us, that's not taking away from our health, that's not destroying our immune system. We want to make foods that are building us up. And so the cashews, the sunflower seeds, they have all the vitamins and minerals and protein and good fats in them. And then the herbs and the spices, they just help to kick things up a notch. Onion, I forgot to talk about onion. How it's an antifungal, antibacterial, anti all kinds of things. Fantastic for your immune system. So you're eating food, but you're also eating your medicine, turning your kitchen into a pharmacy kind of thing. That's the good part about eating a plant-based way of eating. So that's it for today, everyone. Enjoy your baked potatoes with your fantastic creaminess on top, and you don't even have to feel guilty about it. Enjoy it in good health, and I'll see you next time.